What a day. First of all, I'm still a Kansas City Chiefs fan, but I got the shirt. It looks pretty good. It was that roster and everything. Good to see you guys. So we got a lot to discuss. Here's the thing. I have been at work while this is going on, so I'm not like catching this live. I've had probably twice that I've listened to anything live. So I'm missing the whole day. And so I'm having people message me. I'm having people telling me things. And so this is going to be a real reaction. I'm going to give you guys an announcement right now, right before we jump in. This is a little bit long. I am going to be going to court tomorrow. And I'm telling you guys that because it was a big decision. It was something that I have thought about way before this ever happened. Like as far as it's starting, ever since I knew she was coming here and this was going to happen. So I'm going to be going tomorrow and I'm going to be telling you guys kind of my experience. And yeah, it's something that I really had to think about. First of all, thank you guys for saying happy birthday. I appreciate it. Seriously, that's awesome. Thank you. You guys are amazing. I saw so much love on the community tab and everything. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you for the love, the birthday love. Seriously. 29 feels great. But thank you. But yeah, again, I'll be going tomorrow. What I'm going to do is probably give you guys my initial thoughts while I'm there. I'll probably be filming somewhat more of like a vlog style look. And I don't know what's going to happen. So it's a decision I needed to make for myself and that's what it is. So I'll be there tomorrow. I'll be vlogging, not like the courtroom or anything like that, but just kind of like on the way there and my actual thoughts with everything that's happening in real time. I don't know if we'll do any type of live tomorrow. I haven't made a decision on that. I just have to process everything with what's going on. So I want you guys to know that. So, I love you. We're going to jump right in. This is a 55-minute video. This was requested by a lot of people. People were interested in my reaction here on this. We were going to still talk about this on Pop Culture Poppy. We're going to talk about it on our show on Friday for the whole week. So we'll recap the whole week and we'll talk about that then. So we'll see how that goes, but let's just jump right into our reaction. This is going to be crazy. That's all I know. That's all I've been hearing, and that's all I know. So I don't know, guys. I will be reading your guys' chats as we go through and putting them on the screen, and we'll try to let this play as much as possible just because I don't want it to be too long for us. So, all right. Here we go. I'll put this like this.
Joe Hancock.
All right,
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Stand right here and be sworn in.
All right, here we go. Thank you guys for the birthday wishes as well. Thank you. This is today's, yes.
You do solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
All right, you're going to come around the court reporter, have a seat up here to my left.
This is like really slow.
Can you
Is this in
please
slow
introduce
motion?
yourself to the jury?
Hi, my name's Nancy Jo Hancock.
And do you go by Nancy Jo?
I do.
How old are you?
I've not seen this yet.
61.
And do you currently work?
I'm self-employed
Do you live here in Arizona?
in Mesa, yes.
What is lagging? Is it us?
Do you have
Oh,
grandchildren?
it's the
15.
stream.
Busy person.
Yes.
I'm going to direct you to a person by the name of Charles Vallow. Did you ever meet a person by that name?
I did.
How did you meet him?
I'm divorced. I was on an LDS dating site, and when new members join, it tells you this is someone new. And he sent me a message and we began messaging.
Initially, did you just talk to him do you talk through the website? How does that work?
Through the website at first, and then he
An
asked for my
LDS
phone number,
website?
and then we were texting and talking on the phone as well.
Do you recall approximately
I haven't seen it.
when you met him?
It was early July.
Thank you, Kathy.
I believe the 3rd.
And
Well, I'm ready to
so
see
you
it.
said you
This is
guys would
crazy.
text. Was this,
A lot.
what's a lot to you?
Charles was a texter and a talker, and he was good at banter, and there were hundreds of texts by the time I had met him.
Did you said you talked on the phone with him as well?
For hours.
Wow.
Did you have a conversation with him once that lasted almost 3 hours?
Probably more than one, yes.
When you
They were
met
dating?
Charles in
Like dating?
early July, did you know he was still married?
He told me he was in the process of a divorce.
Okay. Did you know whether or not he was living with his
Oh,
wife at that time?
He was in Houston. His soon-to-be ex-wife was here. When he came to Arizona, he was meeting a realtor to find a place to live when he was here as well.
So when you're first meeting him, he's out of state, but he has a connection here to Arizona. So you keep talking to him?
Correct.
As you guys are talking and texting, did you eventually have enough interest that you decided you wanted to meet him?
Yeah.
Did you know what Charles did for a living?
Life insurance is something with money. I try not to have that be the focus when I'm getting to know somebody, so that I get to know them for them and not what they do for a living.
So you didn't really care too much about
No.
what his job was.
No.
Did you know he traveled a lot for work?
Yes.
As you and Charles are talking and texting, just sort of yes or no, can you tell us, did he get very detailed about his life with you?
Yes.
Did you know if Charles had children?
Yes.
Just yes or no again, did you talk to him about his wife specifically?
A lot.
Did he mention his wife by name?
Yes.
What did you believe his wife's name was?
Lori Vallow?
Have you ever met Lori Vallow?
No.
Again, just sort of yes or no. Did Charles talk to you about
Your Honor.
why?
Objection, leading.
oh gosh.
Objection.
I
Objection
haven't heard the
to what?
question yet. Go ahead.
So just yes or no. Did Charles talk to you about why he
Leading
was
is yes or no.
No,
Oh,
leading
she's
is
the
a question
worst.
that suggests
She has the worst etiquette in a courtroom you've ever seen. You've never even watched a movie with worse etiquette than this. This isn't even as bad as you don't want the truth. You can't
answer.
handle the
So
truth. I mean,
she
this
can
is
answer yes or
crazy
no.
etiquette.
So again, just yes or no. Did Charles talk to you about why he was separated from his wife?
Yes.
Based upon your discussions, how long did you think there had been issues going on between Charles?
You know what this feels like sometimes when we do reactions? You guys have seen this, and I'm like watching a movie with all of you, and you know that something's coming, and you're just like, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. It's so wild. Thanks for sharing your reaction with us, Colby. I know it's an easy happy birthday. Hope you enjoyed your beautiful family. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you guys for being here.
And his wife.
for several months, but more intensely since the beginning of that year was 2019. So since the beginning of that year.
No, this one isn't going to copyright us. I don't think.
You
Let's hope
told
not.
us that
Shut down the stream.
Charles talked to you well, let me ask you, yes or no, did he talk to you in great detail
Thank you, Susan.
about
Thank you, guys.
his relationship with Lori Vallow?
Yes,
You told us you met on an LDS dating site, right?
correct.
That's really
so-
interesting. I did not know how convicted Charles was in the LDS church. So that's really, really interesting to me to hear that they met on an LDS dating website. I didn't know he went to church or anything like that after that. So that's really wild. If I were a juror, I'd be questioning Alex bringing loaded gun in the house with all 7-year-olds, especially special needs. Points to conspiracy. You're not wrong.
So are you a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints?
I am.
Was there anything that you were hearing that you thought were outside of your beliefs?
A lot of things.
As Charles was telling
I'm
you
gonna sit back on this, guys.
these things about his wife, can you tell us his demeanor? What his voice was like, what his attitude was like as he's talking about that?
I just remember thinking that he was strangely calm and still kind towards Lori, even through what they were going through.
You told us you were aware he had a child. Did you know where that child lived, who the child lived with?
Yes,
Who was that?
he was living with Lori at that time.
You have.
He had
this-
older children as well, but the young one was living with Lori.
You have these conversation with Charles about his wife and these things that to you seem outside the LDS religion.
Thank you.
Why do you keep talking to him?
Well, he was very charming and kind and funny and very clever, really good banter. A lot of craziness going on around him, but he seemed pretty awesome.
Now, you guys had just known each
Does
other
not.
for a few days. Did you think you and Charles were exclusive?
Heavens no.
So would you be surprised to learn that he was talking to other people on other websites?
Not at all.
Did he in fact share some of that with you?
He did. He shared some pictures of some woman that had sent him that were quite scanty, and then proceeded to ask him for money, and thought how funny that was, that that's what people were doing online.
Did you eventually meet
What?
Charles in person?
I did,
And how many times did you get to meet him in person?
just once.
What day was that?
He was flying in from Houston, and we had arranged to go to dinner that night. His plane was delayed, and so I met him that night on the 10th of July.
July 10th, was that 2019?
Correct.
And was that then here in Arizona that you met?
It was.
You said that you had original plans to meet and they got pushed back?
Yeah, his plane was delayed, so we met a little later than we were supposed to.
Where did you guys meet? What did
This
you
is
do?
rough.
At the Keg Restaurant by Santan Mall, and we ate, but we talked until the restaurant closed. We were the last people there.
So you shut the place down.
We did. I finally looked around and I realized that we were the only ones there, and told them we probably should leave. And then we went outside and talked by my truck for another 45 minutes or so.
That's crazy, bro.
Based upon everything you had heard, was Charles coming in to see you, or was there some other reason he was in Arizona?
Charles was ecstatic to see JJ. He was coming to see JJ, so excited to take him to school the next morning. He was also coming to look for a place to live. He had an appointment to meet a realtor friend after he had taken JJ to school. And then he was also supposed to meet with Lori's brother, Adam.
So you and Charles have this evening on the 10th. Were you going to meet again?
Yeah, we were supposed to meet up in the late afternoon after he got through with the things that I just said.
So did you have a set time for the next day?
Mm-mm.
Can you describe Charles? Was he a fit man? What was his size?
Very fit and into physical fitness. And while we were talking, I know that he was swimming. You know, I got to go to the gym, and yeah, very, very fit, strong.
When you were talking with Charles on July 10th, that evening, let me ask first, do you recall about what time you ended up meeting him?
It was around 7. I got there first, and but it was right around 7, between 7 and 7:15, I'd say.
And do you recall about how long you guys were together until you finally
Well,
left?
the restaurant closed at 10, and they were closed and no one else was there. So it was after that we left. And then, like I said, we stood by my truck and talked for another half hour, 45 minutes after that.
So a later evening.
Yes.
Can you tell us, you said that you understood he was going to go see his son. What was his demeanor about with regards to JJ and seeing his son?
Like a kid on Christmas morning. He was very excited to see JJ.
You had talked about his demeanor when he would talk about his wife.
Thank you.
On that evening or ever, did you ever hear him swear or use derogatory names or anything like that towards Lori Vallow?
I was surprised with the details that he was describing to me, how kindly he still spoke about Lori, and his hope was that she would be a great mom for JJ.
Did that stand out to you?
A lot.
Why?
Most men that you date are not nearly so kind about their ex and describe them in more derogatory ways and don't speak so kindly. And I remember just thinking how odd in a good way it was that he was not speaking in a derogatory way about Lori.
So that made an impression on you.
It did.
During any of
I'm
your-
like trying to put myself in her shoes, just so you guys know I'm not trying to be too quiet. I'm also just listening because I haven't heard this. I'm just trying to put myself in her shoes. And it's really weird to also hear just the other side of something that was going on that I didn't know about Charles and what that would be like for her to be in the position she is. So like I have a lot of empathy for her, and I feel for her because it's really hard. You know what I mean? Thank you guys for the birthday love. I appreciate you. You guys are making this night a lot easier.
your conversations with Charles, did you ever learn that he had a life insurance policy?
I did.
As you are talking, did Charles really just tell you a lot about his life?
A lot about his life. Yes.
Were you almost surprised at the amount of detail of his life that you learned?
Yeah.
Did you understand whether or not any changes had been made by Charles to the life insurance policy?
He told me that he had changed his beneficiary to his sister Kay. And
Wow.
as he was proceeding to tell me some of the things that were going on, I suggested to him that maybe he should let Lori know that he had changed the beneficiary on his life insurance to Kay.
Why would you tell him that?
Because of the things that he was describing to
This
me.
motherfucker said yeah under her breath. Did you hear that? I heard her. She's commenting like that. She goes, yeah. Oh,
Concerns
I
for
had a-
his safety and the thought that
oh my gosh.
money
She
would
really whispered that.
come into play.
Do you recall where you were when you made that suggestion to Charles?
We were sitting at dinner at the keg.
So this is on July 10th.
Correct.
What was his demeanor like when you told him that?
Thank you, Camille.
He kind of chuckled and said that he probably should.
Oh, Kelsey got the tea and everything.
Said that was a good idea.
You told us that you don't know Lori Vallow, correct?
I do not.
Would it be fair to say that you sort of have no beef in this case?
I have no beef in this case.
Do you know any of Charles's family back then?
No,
Any of Lori Vallow's family back then?
no.
Um,
Let me get my buckle on. We're good.
When you, I guess, left Charles after talking in the parking lot that evening, you told us that you had sort of unformalized plans to see Charles the next day.
Correct.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Was there like someone would call someone, or how was that supposed to go?
He just said that he needed to do the things that I said, have a morning with JJ, find a place to live,
Put my arm
meet
around
up
him.
with Lori's brother Adam, and then we would meet up somewhere for a late lunch or something.
Did you ever
Wow.
try to reach him on July 11th of
I
2019?
did.
Did you try texting him ever?
Around 11-ish in the morning, I texted him and asked how his morning with JJ had been.
Oh,
you get a
that's so.
response back?
Oh, it's so heartbreaking, bro.
I did not.
Did you try calling him?
A couple hours later, I called once. Yes,
Did you get a call back?
I did not.
What were you thinking when you didn't hear from Charles after you spent this night?
I was puzzled how I had misread what I had thought been a good date so wrong that he would not even take the courtesy to reply. Wondered why, but just figured that was what his decision was.
So on July 11th, when you're not hearing back from Charles, did you know that he had been shot and killed?
No,
Did you later learn that Charles had been killed from seeing something on TV?
I was watching TV in December, I believe, and his picture came on the screen, and it said that he was dead.
When you learned that in December, that he had been killed, did you learn when that had happened? Did you try to investigate?
I did. They said the date, and I thought, oh my gosh, that's right about when I went out with him. And so I went to my phone and thought I probably
Thank you,
had
guys.
deleted our text conversations. If I'm not dating someone and I text, I usually delete the thread, but I had not. And I had the conversations, and then I realized that I was with him until 10:45 that night, and that he died at 7:30-ish the next morning.
Mm.
And did you later then talk with the police in April of 2020 to tell them what you knew about this case?
I did.
Thank you. The state has no other questions.
Oh, no, damn, here we go. Holy moly. I am not even want I'll be honest with you, I got a brace for this. Where's my big water? Not in here. Dang it. I need a sip. I need a sip of the water for this one.
Nancy Joe, right?
Correct.
And we have not met before,
We have
correct?
not.
Okay. And
Well,
you
who asked? We
stated
have
that
not
your
met. You know you've never met. Why would you even ask?
Husband or my husband told you that he was going through a divorce.
We're 2 seconds in. My husband, you were literally cheating on him with Chad. So what? How in the world can you possibly call him my husband? Oh my gosh. It's been 2 seconds.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
And did you have any way to verify that?
No, I didn't try to verify that.
Okay. So did it surprise you later to find out that we were not in the process of a divorce?
What?
Charles was in the process of a divorce.
He was not in the process of a divorce. Did it surprise you to find that out?
What?
You've seen it all on TV where we're not getting divorced.
Okay.
So on the website that you met him, did he
What is
say he
that?
was divorced?
I'm not certain.
Who puts on their dating profile divorced? Just so you know. Let me just put that up on a dating profile. Divorce. Who puts that on there? You dummy.
You have gone on a date with him if he would have said he was married?
If I would have realized how married he still was, maybe not. But
Appreciate it. I'm gonna
Um,
breathe.
I just met for dinner. I wasn't sleeping with him or anything.
Do you go on dates with married men?
She just said she didn't know. Do you go on dates with married men? Because you did.
Naturally?
Argumentative.
Oh, you
I'm going to also object under 611 for harassment.
All right,
date married men, you idiot.
I'll sustain the objection.
Your Honor, do I not have a right to cross-examine this witness?
No, you
For what
don't.
she has already testified to?
Sit down.
You can cross-examine her about.
Shut up. Be
what
humble.
She's testified to.
So you did go on a date with a married man,
I went on a date with Charles.
You went on a date with married
but you
men.
did not know he was married.
I knew his divorce was not final.
His divorce was not started.
Okay.
Oh, Nancy. You are a thug for this. This is tough.
So in your text messages, you asked Charles if he was a good kisser. Is that correct?
Maybe, sure.
Did he answer that text message?
I'm
gonna
sure.
object to
I'm sure he did.
relevance.
what does
Again,
what does that
611
have to be
harassment.
with anything?
I'll sustain the objection for relevance.
So this has nothing to do with anything. And she pulls up a text. So you asked him if he's a good kisser. Did he answer that question?
And hearsay.
So are you trying to tell me and this jury that you went on one date with my husband and he
Oh,
told you
F you.
all the details of our lives?
I'm telling you the truth, and
You cheated on him with Chad. You are psychotic.
that's what I know.
So you spent your whole date getting to know each other, talking about me.
Don't flatter yourself. No, we did not spend the whole time talking about you.
You talked.
She needs 10,000 times more of that.
You knew a lot about me, right?
I knew what I've testified to.
Oh, she's getting
What else did you
wrecked.
talk about on your date?
Lots of things.
Like what, for instance?
Life, kids, the church, lots of things.
Okay. Did he tell you about anything about our other 4 children?
Yes,
So you knew that we did have 5 children as well?
I did.
Okay. Did he talk to you about my daughter Tylee?
He did.
Did he talk about his relationship with her?
I don't recall that.
Did he talk about the contention in his relationship with my daughter Tylee?
I don't recall that.
I'm sure you don't.
And I'm going to object.
Yeah,
to-
you can't just say anything you want. You can't just talk like that. You're supposed to be a lawyer right now. You're not just yourself. So do you remember what we talked about the other day when she said that she can't wait to get these guys on the stands? This is all she wanted, is a confrontation. Why are you even mad? You literally were cheating.
Comments by the defendant made after questions.
Thank you.
testifying.
That's wild,
Sustain the
bro.
objection.
On your date, you
Guys,
talked
tomorrow,
about
how am I supposed to keep my mouth shut in the crowd? How am I supposed to be quiet? I'm going to have to be as reserved as possible and listen. And I don't know how I'm going to do it tomorrow.
my husband was a life insurance salesman. Is that correct?
I knew he did something with money and insurance, but I really didn't know the details of what he did for work. Like I said, I don't ask the details about what someone does for work when I'm trying to get to know someone.
But you knew that he sold life insurance. You stated that.
I believe that I had a vague understanding that he did something with insurance.
And then he brought that up again at dinner.
Thank you, Catherine.
No, we didn't talk about his work at dinner.
I thought you said you did talk about, and correct me if I'm wrong,
Don't you
You said
guys
you
hype
did
me
talk-
up right now, because if I go in there tomorrow and get in, I'm not going to get in trouble.
about that he changed the life insurance policy at dinner.
Well, you were asking me if we talked about that he sold insurance, which that didn't happen. But yes, he did tell me that he changed the beneficiary of his life insurance policy at dinner.
Did he tell you how much his life insurance policy was for?
Yes, he did.
What did he say?
$1 million.
Did he tell you how much my life insurance policy was for?
I do not recall.
Why would he tell you that?
You don't recall?
We didn't talk about you very much in that vein.
That dug her so
When
bad.
did you talk to him about me very much then? If it wasn't
That was the most incoherent sentence a human's ever put together. When did you talk about much about me then?
at dinner, was it in your text messages?
You're a horrible lawyer.
We were talking about what he was going
You
through
are a
in the
horrible
process of
lawyer.
separating from you, not about what your life insurance policy
idea.
was worth. And we talked about you on the phone. And when I say you, meaning what he was doing as he was going through this separation.
So let me understand. You were dating
Yes.
some
It's a great point.
different men on this website, right? From the websites.
Appreciate you guys.
Sure.
Would you say it was common for men to be talking so much about their supposed ex-wives during their conversations with a potential,
It's actually very common,
really
really.
interesting?
And again, Your Honor, I'm
All right.
going to object to the defendant making comments after her questions. and
I'm
move
sorry,
to
Your
strike.
Honor. I won't do that again.
All right, please stop.
I'll
now.
just ask the questions.
Thank you.
Yeah, stop being a total prick. You're so rude. Like, why are you giving a comment after? You're not there personally.
So
You're
there were some
representing
text
yourself.
messages between you and my husband after the dinner on July 10th. Is that correct?
Correct.
What time would those text messages have occurred?
After dinner,
What time?
10:45-ish.
What a,
10:45 to what?
I'm not certain, ma'am. After dinner.
10:45 to midnight? Maybe?
I just told you I don't know. Maybe.
What did you discuss in those text messages?
oh
Doesn't
my
have just
gosh.
relevance
Thank
then?
you.
There's
I
a
swear
specific
to you,
area.
every time we get sick of it, what's her name is on it. I'm sorry. Kay something. I'm sorry. I forgot her name.
Sustain.
Thank you. Jerk.
You testified a minute ago that Charles told you a lot of things about his wife. You didn't say ex-wife, but you said wife. Is that correct?
Thank you,
Okay.
Pamela.
Sure.
What were a
It is-
lot of
it's so-
things?
It's wild.
The things that I've testified to.
Can you be more specific?
Could you shut up?
Am I allowed to do a narrative then?
Oh,
Let's go on sidebar.
this is so. This is like. Is this? How many times have I said this word? Is this real life, or is this just fantasy? Don't make me break out into song right now. This is crazy, dude. This might be the most wild thing I've seen on here so far. First of all, I feel for her a lot. I really do. I genuinely feel for her. I feel like this is so unfair for her to have to be in this position. I don't know how in the world this is happening to in real life, but I feel so bad for her. And this is just a clown show on Lori. Lori's a clown. Thank you, Linda. No, the guys, this makes her look so bad. And as this is happening, I'm trying to think to myself, what is her angle? Where is she coming from? Right? Is she trying to prove that she loved Charles? Is that the thing? She's using the word my husband. But you just told Keith that your husband was Chad and how you keep that relationship alive. You also reiterated that same point to your interview last time. You told her as well as you could do it. He's still your husband. So now you have two husbands? All right. Are you a polygamist, or do you have one husband, or where are you? You can't figure that out. So apparently now that this is happening, apparently now that this is in front of her, now she's going to refer to Charles as her husband. Very convenient for her always. She's always has a very, very convenient point. It's always there. Robbie, Colby, need a t-shirt. Don't fire yourself. I think we might have to do it.
This witness shouldn't
That's
take
a
too
great
much
line.
longer. I'll have the jury wait for a few minutes. We'll see if we can finish this witness as we go into the lunch hour. But I'll excuse the jury for just a few minutes because we're having technical difficulty with the court reporter being able to hear.
I think it's just fast forwards, but click.
Meaning the defendant. Is that correct?
Here we go.
That's what I
Yes.
recall, Your Honor.
Are you sure you wanted to answer that question? Because you're opening up a really big door. If you want her to answer the question, I'll have her answer the question.
How am I supposed to know what a lot of things are?
Oh my, this is so, oh my gosh.
All right. If you want her to answer the question and there's no objection from the state, we'll
No
bring the
objection.
jury back in and have her answer the question. All right. Let's bring the jury in.
All right, hold on. There we go. Oh my
Miss
God.
Hancock, you said that you had seen on TV that my husband had passed away. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And you indicated after that you saw my sister-in-law, Kay Woodcock, on that show and you reached out to her. Is that correct?
I didn't indicate that, but that is correct. I reached out to Kay after I saw that Charles had died.
Okay. And did you do that through Facebook or
I did.
social media? Okay. How many times between that first contact and now have you and Kay Woodcock communicated?
It's a mess.
I've spoken to her just
Thank you, Big Deal.
once. I've texted her here and there regarding,
I have not seen it. We're live reacting to this right now.
I've texted her here and there about other things. I don't know what I can say.
Okay. How many times have you texted her?
I have no idea.
Like more than 10?
Maybe.
Okay. Have you ever turned over those communications to the state?
No.
Did they ask you for them?
No.
Okay.
Wait, does the jury not know about Tylee and JJ at all? I guess they probably couldn't. Thank you, Jill. But I didn't think about that. Kelsey just said that. She doesn't want her to talk about the kids. Oh my gosh, bro. I didn't think about that. Holy crap. That is so she has to basically float around that point the entire time she's doing this as a lawyer. This is whoa, dude. I don't know why I never thought about that. Mm-hmm.
Did you ever turn over the text
Exactly.
conversations you had with my husband to the state?
I was never asked, but I understand that they retrieved
Yep.
them via having them through Charles' phone.
Okay.
I would have had I been asked.
Okay. Did you turn over any other communications that you had with anyone else regarding this case to the state?
I don't believe I've had any other regarding this case to turn over to anybody, so no.
Okay. How many times have you spoken to this prosecutor?
To Ms. Kay,
Yes, to Miss Kay.
Miss K. Sorry. I'm gonna say her name.
I
Miss K.
met with her once in person and one other phone call, and then just text messages about the logistics of being here today.
Okay.
What does
How
that
many
have to
text
do?
messages would you say?
Oh my gosh.
I have no idea.
What a stupid question.
More than 10?
I know court was running behind, so she had to text me to come at a different time.
I'd object.
Probably
The frequency is
counting
important.
yesterday and today to redo the time more than 10, yes. Prior than that, probably no.
Okay. Did you have a meeting with her to prepare for this testimony?
I met with her once.
Exactly.
How long was that meeting?
An hour, maybe an hour and a half.
Okay. Was anyone else there?
No.
These questions don't even make any sense.
Have you ever spoken to my brother, Adam?
Yes, but only because I ran into him at my grandson's pickleball tournament the other day.
And how did you know that was him?
Oh, you don't want to
Because I've seen him on media via the situation surrounding you.
Oh, so she does not say it.
So you initiated a conversation with him?
I just said hi, and he asked me who my grandson was, and I pointed it out, and that was the end of it.
So you introduced yourself to him?
So she's mad at Adam. So that's what she's trying to do here. She's trying to set this up because she's going to be mad, and she's going to do the same thing tomorrow with Adam. And she just wants she wants to prove some type of point of somebody she thinks she doesn't like.
To my brother?
I don't know that I introduced myself, but maybe.
How would he know who you were?
I don't know that he knew who I was.
I'm getting
I knew-
confused. She already told you. She said hi to him. Let me cut you up, Lori. She told you she saw him. She said hi. She's seen him on media. She pointed out her grandson, and now you've repeated that. And now here you're saying, how would he know who you are? Because she introduced herself. I don't understand
Knew who he was.
what you missed.
So you went up and talked to him?
I did talk with him, yes.
He didn't call you over, so you went up and talked to him?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Really
And-
not that hard.
When you were talking to him, you told him you were who?
I told him that my name was Nancy Jo Hancock.
And did he recognize that name from something?
Did he pee this morning? You want to know that? That's about as relevant as that question is. Did he know who you are? Why don't you ask him? Gosh, it's wild.
Can I go back and change how I met your brother? I forgot this until right now. So on a dating app, your brother's picture came up on my dating app. And I sent him a message and said, but he had a different name that he used, not Adam. And so I just sent him a message and said if he was going to use someone else's pictures, he should probably pick someone different than Adam Cox. That's how I met him.
That's
Oh,
how you
boy.
met my brother, Adam?
Correct.
Do you know what
Oh, boy.
perjury is?
Absolutely.
I object, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Question.
Argumentative, harassment.
Argumentative.
How long was this conversation that you had with my brother at the pickleball tournament?
A couple of minutes, maybe less.
And how many times had you communicated with him before that?
Oh my gosh, she
Only
answered
that
you.
message on
Oh
that
my
dating app besides that.
Gosh, it's so
One message, one time?
I don't remember. I think he messaged me back and it didn't continue.
So just the one day then? Maybe several messages in one day?
I might have sent him one other message, but it was just one interaction and there was nothing
What
further.
does this have to do with anything in the world?
And you did not schedule a date with him?
I did not.
Okay.
She scoffs at that.
Have you ever spoken to Brandon Boudreau?
Yes.
Okay, when?
He attends the same church that my daughter does, and he happened to be at their house briefly.
Thank you,
And
Chris.
I didn't really speak to him. I just knew that that's who he was.
Thank you,
And
Diana.
how did you know who he was?
because my daughter told me.
And who did she say he was
Brandon Boudreaux.
in relation to me?
Why is
She
it?
knows the story, and
It's
I know the
all about her. It's going to, oh my gosh.
story. So she just had to tell me that his name was Brandon Boudreaux.
That he was married to my niece? Is that the information that you had?
No, he
I know
just
that
led
he was
her to
married
that
to your
question.
niece, yes.
Okay.
She led her into a question. She led it.
Just the association is all I was asking.
Don't let her lead you.
And you did speak to him that time?
Well, I don't believe I
Yes.
spoke with him.
Okay.
100%.
But you met him? Or
I don't know
Very
that I
fat.
even met him. I was there. He was there with some other people, and I knew that
Thank you,
that's who
Southern
that
Mish.
was.
Appreciate you.
So you didn't introduce yourself to him?
I did not.
Okay.
We're still waiting for something to come up? It's only about maybe 20 minutes left.
Did you speak to any other law enforcement besides Miss K? Not that she's law enforcement, but did you speak to any other law enforcement about this case or be interviewed?
Yes.
Who? Who did you speak with?
Yeah. Okay, so let's just real quick. That was a great point. Let's just look at it from the jury's standpoint. You can tell, obviously, she's heated. You can feel it. Their line of questioning, everything that she says and does is very, very snarky and rude. And if you're trying to make a good impression, I would personally be like, first of all, I would be sitting there thinking, your questions are crazy whack. Okay. Your questions are horrid. I don't understand who helped you set this up. And then secondly, I'd be like, man, she's really rude. And she's also really condescending. And she kept going on and on and on with the little mumbles, whatever. Yeah. Mumbling under her breath or saying something after, and she had to get checked by the judge. You can tell the judge is irritated with her. Like, just from an objective standpoint, if you're the jury, you're going, there's something going on here. This woman is wild. So she doesn't look good objectively.
Detective Moffat is who interviewed me. I
Thank
believe that's. I might have left a message for him. I couldn't tell you who with, but
What is
the
coming?
only one that I spoke to was Detective
Thanos?
Moffat, Nathan Moffat.
And when was that interview?
Appreciate
In 2020, I believe in April. A long time ago.
Okay. How long was that interview? About?
It was a telephone interview and it lasted 45 minutes, I'd say.
Is that the only law enforcement that you spoke to besides the prosecutor?
Yes.
These questions don't even make any difference
And how long
anywhere at
between
all.
that interview with Detective Moffat and your first communications with Miss K, how much time passed in between there?
With Trina Kay,
Correct.
I met with her just
Just
a month ago,
answer that.
5 weeks ago. And I gave an interview in 2020. So
Is that the first communication you had with Miss K was 5 weeks ago?
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
I think he's trying not to just break everything up because it's really hard with how much she's talking. I think he just wants her to be done, but at the same time, yeah, it's a lot of leading, but also you have to remember that it's Miss K's responsibility to interject and put those things to rest. So if she has to interject, that's more her thing. The judge is just kind of, I don't know, just there to help. Well, peacekeep, whatever. To judge. What am I talking about? I don't know. I don't know anything about law, so I'm not going to sit here and pretend because I'm
Ms.
not a
Hancock,
lawyer.
Were you aware at the
Are you
time
lawyer?
of your date
You a lawyer? Okay.
that I did not know that my husband was on dating websites and dating women?
Objection, speculation.
Thank you,
Sustained.
jerk. I'm
Were
gonna
you
say that to him.
informed by him that I knew of the situation of us being separated?
You
He
already
was under
asked
the
this
impression
question.
you were having an affair. So him moving
It
on
wasn't
was
an impression.
a natural effect from that.
He told you that?
Yes, he did.
Mhm.
Just
Not
to
really.
recap, you said that you met my husband Charles, on July 3rd. Is that correct?
Approximately.
thought they went on a date.
Give or take a day.
I thought they went out on the 10th.
And you went on a date with him on July 10th.
Okay, never mind.
Correct?
So that was what, 7 days later?
Approximately.
So would it be fair to say that you knew my husband for a week?
Approximately.
Okay. And then you had no contact with Charles after that, correct?
Well, he was dead, so
Thank you.
clearly I didn't have contact.
That's
with
so rude to ask that.
Okay.
It's such a stupid question. You're
And it wasn't until you saw that he had passed away on the news that you reached out to anyone. Is that correct?
him. Correct? I didn't know he was dead.
And that was about 6 months later? Is that correct?
I believe it was December, so July to December is 5 months, I believe.
Okay.
here's the thing that's even more wild. She has zero emotion. Okay, so you're sitting here pitching us, this is my husband, my husband, my husband. You don't sound sad. You never look sad. You never have ever shown an ounce of emotion. It just doesn't affect you at all. You know, you have the audacity to call him your husband over and over and over. Okay.
And then you found Charles' sister, Kay Woodcock, my sister-in-law, yes?
Objection asked and answered.
Thank you.
I'm just going over the timeline, Your Honor.
I'll allow it. Go ahead.
You already did.
So when is the then you're referring to?
So at the 5 months later that you said in December, after that is when you contacted Kay Woodcock?
To express my condolences for her brother passing away and wanted to let her know that I had had dinner with him that last night and how much he loved JJ and how excited he was to see him the next morning. And just
Thank you. That's enough.
What? Are you effing kidding me? She genuinely just told her stop and that's enough? Are you serious?
I'm just recapping here. And you contacted her through Facebook, is that correct?
And again, asked and
Holy
answered.
crap.
I don't think that was actually asked yet. Overruled. Go ahead.
yes, as I said before, I contacted her through Facebook.
Okay. And then sent a few text messages, is that correct?
That is
Yeah.
correct.
This is recap of everything we've.
Thank you.
already
Yes. Oh
gone
my
through.
gosh, you're repeating yourself. You look horrible right now.
And then you said you met with police on April 22nd, 2020, is that correct?
I didn't say April 22nd. I said I believed it was sometime in April.
Okay,
And I didn't meet with them. It was a telephone interview.
okay.
That's enough. That's what I'm going to say to you. Enough of all this.
And that was around 1 year after my husband passed away, is that correct?
Well, July to April would be 10 months, so.
No more questions, Your Honor.
That was exhausting.
All right. Redirect.
Thank you.
That was exhausting to listen to. We've got a few more minutes. I feel bad for her to have to deal with this. Everybody, bro.
You, did you reach out to the police or did the police reach out to you after you learned Charles was?
I reached out to the police.
It's really hard to watch this.
I was surprised given that
Oh, if they don't know about, they don't know she's married. Do they? They don't know she's married to Chad. I wonder if they do. Because she's going by Valo. They have no information. They don't know she's married. Okay, so they did. Okay, never mind. Well, hair tie. That's about as valid as me putting a Sharpie on this. Come on. She puts the hair tie on there. But that's my point. If they don't know, they're going to think that it's because she thinks she's married to her. Or to Charles. I'm sorry. So anyway, if they know Daybell, but they don't, I don't know if they have been told that she's married. I don't know. I'm just wondering that.
I mean, if they'd seen his phone, they would see the text communication that we had had and that we had been at dinner that night before he died.
In terms of speaking with Charles's family, Kay Woodcock, did you know her before this?
No.
Had you heard her name through speaking with Charles?
Yes, from Charles. I knew that he had changed his life insurance to his sister Kay, and he talked quite a bit about Kay and his love for her and the relationship with JJ and how that they had adopted JJ.
So you understood the closeness he had with his sister.
Absolutely.
And you said you reached out to pay your condolences.
I did.
This is
When you
insane.
learned that Charles was dead, were you shocked?
Great one today. That's good. Thank you, Natalie.
I was watching the TV and it was talking about
Appreciate it.
a
Thank you.
case, and his picture came on the screen, and shocked is an understatement. Yes.
She dropped the bar with that.
In terms of talking with Kay, have you ever tried to talk to other people to learn about or verify if the stuff that Charles told you was accurate?
No.
Is what you are telling us just what he told you?
What I'm telling you.
Yes, I told you. I said whoever wasn't here in the beginning of the stream, I'll talk about this after. But I did announce to the stream that I'm going to be at court tomorrow, and I'm trying to figure that out right now. So I'll let you guys know more about
Is
that after.
part of what he told me. There's a lot more.
And did you tell the police all of what he told you? That you could remember at that time, I should say.
I believe, no, I thought I would probably be interviewed again, and it was more an ask-answer format. There was, I remember being surprised that I wasn't interviewed again.
Because Charles had shared so much with you.
Correct.
In terms of the defendant's brother, Adam.
Yep.
Did you ever talk with him about the case?
No.
Through media, did you recognize him?
I
as-
recognized him because I'd seen him on reports. And I knew that he was going to be testifying in this hearing.
When did you
Appreciate you
see
guys.
him? When was this interaction
Like
at this pickleball?
a week and a half ago.
So a week and a half ago, when you see him at a pickleball tournament with your grandkid, you say hi to him?
Basically.
You don't talk at all about the case?
We might have talked about that we were testifying. I don't know. No details for sure.
Okay.
Just a general, and then he saw who my grandson was, and the end.
Welcome, Jen and P.
So nothing about, hey, I'm going to say this, or Charles told me this.
Absolutely not.
When you and I
Portable
met,
trip. Portable
did we
trip.
go through your testimony?
I love it.
Or let me get this right. Did we go through what you told the police?
Yeah.
Did I indicate to you to just tell the truth?
Oh,
You
I'd
told me
be-
to tell the truth,
Whatever that was.
I'm
whatever
gonna
that
start
was.
drinking a lot of soda, huh?
Um,
This makes you want to get you a shot, just get you a shot of something strong. Sprite from McDonald's hits you in the eyes hard.
You were asked about the
whiskey.
fact that you knew Charles for basically a week, right?
Correct.
Did he make an impression on you?
Charles was a
Probably.
large personality. It would be hard not to be impressed
Probably.
by his wit and just gregarious, big personality with his Southern accent.
You were asked a lot on Cross about you dating a married man.
Correct.
What was your impression of where this relationship was between Charles and Lori Vallow when you and Charles started talking?
Well, I knew that they had separated and that they had reconciled, and I knew he had filed and then he had recanted that. But he also
have
had
to do
met
it.
with an attorney to begin the process again and was very emphatic that he was done. with all the craziness.
And was that last time something that you understood to be very recent?
Prior test meeting?
Yeah.
Yes.
Um,
I really
When
feel
he's
for her.
talking to you, he's telling you about, you said sort of the whole year of 2019, correct? But this last understanding that you had of him now going
Yeah.
back to a divorce lawyer, was that something you understood to be
Thank
very
you,
recent in time
That's very sweet of you.
to that July 10th when you're meeting?
Correct.
Okay.
Thank you, Tracy.
Um,
I appreciate you guys.
And did you understand him to have even met with an attorney?
I believe he told me that. Yes.
So that was where you were at.
Yes.
And that's what you understood,
Love
Charles?
you too.
Yeah.
Yes. And I will say, after having dinner with him, I did tell him that no one would want to be serious with him until he was further along in accomplishing that divorce that he was in the process of, including myself.
So even though you knew he was just barely starting now, did you still want to meet with him again?
Yeah, I wouldn't have entertained a serious relationship, but he was fun, and yeah, I would have met with him again.
All right. I have no other questions, Your Honor.
Are there
You
any
gotta
questions for this
cross-examine.
witness from the jury?
Oh,
I see at least one question coming down. I think we have our white noise, our.
The jury asked questions?
Yep.
yeah, I didn't know the jury could ask questions either. That's wild. I didn't know the jury could ask questions. This is gonna be something tomorrow. I don't know what we're going to do. Thank you, Nicole. It's a miracle to see you making light of all this insanity while sharing experience with the world. You're strong and inspiring for all tough times. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's kind of the point. I know we're a little bit silly sometimes. It's serious. It's very hard to watch. It's very emotional, but it is real life. It's happening right now. It's happening in my life, and I'm here to talk about my perspective of it. And I think that that's kind of what makes it important. But you know, we're kind of processing this together, and you guys have been here through a lot of it. So I really do appreciate you guys being here. We usually don't do, what is it? Is it Wednesday? Yeah. We usually don't do a Wednesday night live, but it's good to see you guys here. I don't want to start talking about court tomorrow until this is over, just because I don't want to start it and then have it go. So let me see if I can fast forward to see when there's talking. Does it not go back? Oh, it's been a minute. Oh,
Verbally,
sorry. I'm trying to find it for us guys.
verbally, any
Right back to where we were.
indications of stress?
Definitely, he
Missed the
was
question.
very worried that
That, I think we'll just keep it with a yes, no answer for this question. Does the defense have follow-up based on that juror question?
I didn't see the question. I think she said, did Charles have any something? I missed it. Appreciate you. I love you guys too. Thank you guys. Seriously. I mean that. Like bottom of my heart, I mean that. Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Does the defendant have follow-up based on that juror question?
Oh, no, Your Honor.
Oh,
All right,
it shows
stay.
signs of stress.
All right, you can step down. Thank you.
All right. Well,
State
first of
Nichols,
all,
next witness.
let's give Nancy a round of applause for her, because that is so hard to be in that position. I feel for her. That's really hard. So let's give her a round of applause for that. Okay, real quick before we jump off stream. This is how I'm trying to figure this out right now. Yeah, I definitely have been thinking about this for a minute. I will be going tomorrow. I don't know what to expect. I just really feel like I want to kind of get it out of the way. If I'm being honest with you, when I'm at work, I kind of just feel more anxious. I feel almost like it's just kind of like scary to me in a sense, just because it's so much. I think a part of me wants to face it head on. I want to go. I want to sit in the room for a minute and kind of digest it. Yes, it's going to be stressful. Yes, there's going to be a hard part of it. But for me personally, I don't know why it just feels right to jump into that environment, and maybe it will show me it's not as scary. That's kind of how it feels. Uh, and that's what happened the last time I went. It's like when I went, it wasn't as scary, or something about it just kind of like, okay, I've been there. I know what this is like. There's a part of my mind that can wrap around the reality, and I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. So, what I'm going to be doing tomorrow, and what I'm planning to do, let me take these out. I don't think my ears need any more redness here. But what I'm trying to do is I'm going to basically, as of right now, I haven't decided to do like a live at the break, and I don't know if I'll do that, or whatever the case is, but I will probably make a kind of like a vlog almost on my way there, and maybe while I'm there, and then maybe on the way back. So that'll probably be what you guys will see. Um, I don't know when we'll deal with that, because we have a lot of other things coming up this weekend. We're gonna kind of go through the whole week. Tomorrow, or no, I'm sorry, not tomorrow, Friday, on our Pop Culture Poppy show, we will go through the whole week, just highlights and things of things that were learned, and then maybe we'll talk about it then, and I can also show you guys the just kind of what I was thinking in the moment. And then we're also going to have Hidden True Crime, John and Lauren, on the channel live for you guys on Saturday night. And so you guys will actually be a part of the conversation. You can talk to us. So I'll have questions for them, obviously, but we'll have a time. So if you guys have questions, bring them to Saturday Night Live, and we will talk about it. And I'll bring up some of your guys' stuff, and we'll go through it. So, but I appreciate you. I love you. I'll let you know how tomorrow goes. I'll let you know what I'm thinking and feeling. If we do a live tomorrow night as well, just to talk about it, then we will. So I haven't made any other decisions other than I'm going to go and deal with that as it comes. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. I love you. And I'll keep you up to date on the community tab. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. We appreciate you being a part of our community. Our community has grown so much, and this has been crazy for us to watch what is happening on this channel, and the fact that we get to do this together. So I appreciate you. Thank you for your love and support. Thank you for all your birthday wishes. I love you right back. The love is not lost. I love you right back. And I'll let you know how tomorrow goes as soon as I can. Have a good night, guys.